I wanted to share some crazy stats with you because I am on a mission this year to inspire you and give you the tools you need to crush your goals and, of course, have balance along the way. Did you know that studies show that 64% of people give up on their health and fitness goals by the end of January? And around 23% of people quit within the first week. The second Friday in January is actually known as Quitter's Day because that is when the most people abandon their New Year's resolutions across all categories, not just health and fitness. And the University of Scranton did a study that found that less than 50% of people are still working on their goals by 6 months into the year. And by the end of the year, only 9 to 12% of people actually succeed in achieving their New Year's goals. Those are not great odds, but one of the biggest reasons people fall short of their goals is the lack of planning and accountability. And that brings us to today's quote. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life's weekly empowering episode of Monday's Motivational Mindset. And you know what that means. It's time to kickstart your week with a boost of inspiration, positivity, and a full lot of motivation. Working moms, I get it. Mondays can be tough. We all know that. But they're also a chance for a fresh start, a new opportunity, and the perfect day to set the tone for a successful week ahead. I'm Carrie Pat, your host and fellow working mom. Every week, I'll be sharing a motivational quote and we'll break it down, share stories, and uncover the wisdom it holds for our unique journey as working moms. So whether you're getting ready for work, making those school lunches, or just enjoying a quiet moment alone, let's dive into this week's dose of motivation. Let's make this Monday count. Today's quote is, "A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams come true." So let's break it down because honestly, this quote is basically the blueprint for getting out of your head and into action. So first up, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. How many of us have these big, beautiful dreams floating around in our heads? I want to start a business. I want to write a book. I want to be more present with my kids. But if it stays in your head, it really is just that, a dream. The moment you write it down, it becomes real. And when you add a date, that's when the magic happens. You're giving yourself something to aim for instead of just hoping it happens someday. That date, that deadline will light a fire under you. Next, a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. This is where so many of us get stuck. You write down the dream, you get excited, but then crickets. Why? Because it feels too big and overwhelming. But here's the trick. You're going to break it down. If your dream is to start a side hustle, what's step one? Listening to last week's episode? That's your step one. But step two, maybe it's researching ideas, setting aside a couple of minutes a day to work on it. Step two might be signing up for a free webinar. Step three could be creating a budget. You want to lose those 20 pounds? Break it down. How are you going to do it? I'll tell you how you're not going to do it by doing the same exact thing you're doing today. This is one of my goals this year. It's probably one of my goals every year, but you have to have a plan. I broke my goal down into 3 parts: meal plan, movement, and mindset. Mindset is such a huge part of any goal, and it's why I do these mindset episodes. But I have a bad relationship with food. I'm an emotional eater, and I'm doing a lot of mindset work around food right now. Meal planning and prepping is also a huge part of it. I'm really busy, and if I have meals ready to go, I'm 1000% more likely to eat healthier. If I don't, I'm going to go for whatever looks quick and easy, and most of the time, it's something that is not the healthiest. And movement, exercise. You have to block time out in your days for movement. Even if you don't have health goals, you need to move your body. My movement is my daily morning walks, and then I'm currently doing one of Yoga with Adrienne's 30-day challenges. Highly recommend them. I'm able to do them during the day and in between meetings. I look at my workday and I see where I can squeeze it in, and I block that time out and I just show up for it every day. I know a lot of you don't work from home, but there are a lot of jobs that allow you to work out during the day. So maybe you can find a quiet room or space, or even get your coworkers to go in and do a 25-minute yoga session. Where there is a will, there is a way. And breaking that weight goal down into smaller increments, like 5 pounds per month, makes it a lot less overwhelming. Or book a vacation, like I'm going to Mexico next month. So that is seriously lighting a fire under me. But when you're able to focus on that mini goal, it makes it a lot more manageable and it really helps give you momentum. Finally, a plan backed by action makes your dream come true. This is where we separate the dreamers from the doers. You've got the plan, but now it's time to show up for it. And mamas, I know you're busy. But here's the truth. We make time for what matters most. For me, this podcast is part of my dream. And I realized that if I wanted to make my dream a reality, then I would have to start getting up earlier to have the time I could dedicate to working on it. And I know a lot of you don't like getting up early, but sometimes that is what it takes. If your dream really matters to you, you'll find a way to take action, even if it's in the baby steps. And that's okay because baby steps still move you forward. So now let's talk about the secret weapon that ties all of this together: a paper planner. Yes, I said it, old school, paper and pen. There's something powerful about physically writing down your goals, the steps, and the actions you need to take. It forces you to focus, and it feels so good to cross things off that list. Plus, seeing your plan laid out in front of you, it gives you that clarity and it helps keep you accountable. So, if you've been relying on random sticky notes or just keeping it all in your head, it's time to upgrade. Find a planner that works for you, whether it's one with hourly breakdowns or something simple where you can just jot down your top 3 priorities for the day. Make sure you listen to tomorrow's episode where I dive in a little deeper into how to choose the right planner and actually use it. But my biggest advice is to be honest with yourself on how you're going to use it. If you've never used a paper planner, don't get an hourly planner. It's going to overwhelm you. Start with a weekly planner and see how it goes. So my challenge for you this week, mamas, is first, take 5 minutes to write down one dream you've been holding on to. Second, add a date to it. When do you want to achieve it by? Third, break it down into simple steps and one step that you could actually take this week to move you closer to that goal. And lastly, if you don't already have a paper planner for this week's challenge, to make it easier on yourself, just go grab my free goal manifesting planner. The link is in the show notes. It's a template that has all the prompts you need to help you with the challenge and really with whatever goals you have for yourself this year. So make sure you grab your copy. And if you want some accountability, share your dream with us in our Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. We'd love to help cheer you on and help you stay motivated. Remember, dreams are just dreams until you write them down and take action. You have the power to make them come true, one step at a time. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with another ambitious mama just like you who might need a little encouragement. If you don't already follow the show, take a second and hit that follow button so you never miss another episode. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.